about 300 companies from India and USA. And the inaugural of this symposium is going to be done by none other than Georgia's Governor Nathan Deal. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm applause for Chairman Ani Agnihotri.
Good evening, friends. On behalf of the Board of Asian American Heritage Foundation, it is indeed my pleasure and honor to welcome you all. This is our 10th anniversary celebration, and AAHF, as we go with the acronym, is present to really host you all. It's my delight to especially welcome our keynote chair today, Honorable Chairman John Eves from Fulton County Board of Commissioners. And our Chief Guest, Honorable Lieutenant General Joseph Peterson. I would also like to recognize all the elected officials of the state of Georgia. Please rise for a second.
Who's taking care of the light on the stage?
Thank you for joining us. President Farouk, myself and my team has really done our best to present this evening. Asian American form only 5% of the population of the US, but they play a very important role. With your support and participation in this program and other programs which we plan to do, we want to carry forward a message of our Indian and Asian heritage to the mainstream. Once again, thank you for joining us and welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep that applause going because it's going to be a fabulous night. Warm up your hands every time you have an opportunity to. And this time, we join our hands to welcome President, Asian American Heritage Foundation, Mr. Farouk Sumro. Give it up.
General Peterson, Chairman Eves, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the 10th anniversary of Asian American Foundation. And as you can see, 10 years ago, few of us, Asian Americans, had a dream, making Georgia a better home for Asian Americans. And we continue on with this dream, and today is the 10th anniversary of that dream. We think we have made a difference. Let's give them a big hand, guys. Let's give a big hand to the corporate sponsors, our leaders, and our friends and supporters. Thank you so much. We want to make the difference in Georgia. We continue to work toward it. Some of us have given a lot of sacrifices, and I hope we give them a recognition tonight, and we continue to move forward with achieving the dream. The dream is to make a better life for the Asian Americans in Georgia, and that continues to grow. Georgia is becoming a home for Asian Americans, a better home and a better life. I would thank you again, and welcome all of you tonight. Please enjoy your evening. Thank you so much, and have a great night.
I also have the distinct pleasure of introducing to you Mr. Christopher Horace, board member of the Asian American Heritage Foundation and Director, Global General and Administration and IT Sourcing for the Coca-Cola Company. I must add that Mr. Horace has been a Master of Ceremonies for an infinite number of the Asian American Heritage Foundation galas. So let's give it up for Chris Horace, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you and good evening. Tonight I just wanted to spend a few moments reflecting on our 10th anniversary. You know, in 10 years, a lot has happened in this country, but yet a lot has stayed the same for us. And I want to take a moment here to remember our mission statements. The mission of the Asian American Heritage Foundation is to promote the recognition and appreciation of the historical contributions made by the citizens of Asian and Pacific heritage in the United States, and to encourage the citizens of Asian American heritage to get involved in supporting the Asian American community, to contribute to the community in service, the American civil process, and to promote corporate diversity. This is a large task, and we couldn't do it without such an active board, a board that's given quite a bit over the years, and these are past members as well as current members, and I thank you for that. Also, our corporate sponsors who have given us some funding that is so critical to our mission, and of course, for all of you for being here tonight and celebrating with us. So hopefully over the next 10 years, we will have continued success with your support. 10 years may seem a long time, but it certainly has gone by quickly. As we do look forward to the future, let us remember the mission of this group. Let us support the board in its important work, and remember that we all have a role to play in this. Thank you and have a great evening.
Miss Georgia's Outstanding Teen 2009, the gorgeous Brianna Gottschalk. Currently a sophomore at Fordham University in New York City, she's pursuing double major in International Studies and Media and Communications. She is a stupendous violinist, as you just heard, and has been a member of the Metropolitan Youth Symphony Orchestra as well as the Atlanta Youth Orchestra for many years. Most importantly, she is half Filipino. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a rousing applause once again to recognize Brianna Gottschalk.
Thank you so much for having me tonight. I apologize beforehand if I leave a trail of feathers anywhere. Just ignore them. I'm really sorry. I'd like to introduce my fabulous co-host, Kiran Mayani, an active board member of the Asian American Heritage Foundation and a very engaged community worker. Can we give him a huge round of applause?
Thank you so much for the very kind words, Brianna. And I'm sorry we've got to do this because this is mandatory. Please silence all your mobile devices if you haven't already done so. and refrain from moving in between item presentations, please.
We'd also like to ask you to not use any cameras, still or video. We do have professionals taking footage of tonight, so if you really want it, we can get you in touch with them.
Most importantly, this is the time to warm your hearts and open your wallets to the silent auction. Do remember, this is a fundraiser gala. So we are going to have 10 business class tickets by AirTran. It flies anywhere AirTran flies. Go, who's stopping you? And the bid starts at $250. And there is also a certificate for a complimentary one-night stay at this fabulous facility, the Hyatt Regency Atlanta, and includes breakfast for two. And that bid starts at $150. Again, please be generous. Oh, the bidding most certainly will close at 9. And the winners will be announced thereafter. Do you have any further pleas to make, you think, Brianna? Because we want to make sure that they are warm with their hearts.
I think he's just asking me again to ask you to give money. So, please open your hearts and your wallets. This is a fantastic foundation, and we need all the support and help we can get.
And Brianna, I know we have a fantastic lineup for entertainment tonight. What have you got on your sleeves next?
Alright, next we're going to see a Tibetan love dance. It'll be performed by 7 artists of the Atlanta Asia Culture and Arts Center's dancing team. Canting Love Song is a well-known and widely spread among the Tibetan people. Their customs and lifestyle is really well reflected in the dance movements. What makes this dance extraordinary is that it's a really fantastic conglomeration of both modern and traditional elements. So.
Wow, a Tibetan dance. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready, the action starts now. Warm it up, don't stop. mood is simply fantastic. Let's give him another warm, loud round of applause. And Brianna, now it's time to get one of the keynote to get on stage.
Sorry, I'm just crossing the stage. I'm just here. Excuse me.
This gentleman that I'm about to introduce certainly needs no introduction. He's so well known, not just by his title, but by his stature and the work he does in the community. Honorable Dr. John Eves, Chairman of Fulton County Board of Commissioners. Needless to say, I'm still going to run a short bios of people who are not familiar and visiting from outside, get a feel for what this man has achieved and what he promises to do for Georgia, Atlanta specifically, in the future. He heads the largest county in the state of Georgia and presides over a 7-member governing commission representing 14 municipalities with an annual operating budget of $935 million, with a diverse population of 1.1 million residents, including the city of Atlanta. It is also the most populous county in the state. His leadership has demonstrated in the critical areas of transportation, housing, and healthcare, including support of the governance restructuring of Grady Hospital. We all know how Grady is important to Atlanta, don't we? Creation of the Re-Entry Task Force, which reduces costs and relieves overcrowding in the county jail, and the founding of the Fulton County Global Youth Leadership Program. Chairman Eves received his BA in mathematics from Morehouse College in '84. In '87, he earned a master's degree from Yale University in religion and a doctorate in education administration in '99 from the University of South Carolina. Currently, he's an assistant professor of education at the Argosy University and an author of 2 books devoted to his alma mater, the Morehouse College. He's married to Cheryl Regina Eves, and they are devoted parents of 3 children, Isaac, Keturah, and Kyle. Needless to request, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and welcome Honorable Dr. Eves to present the keynote address.
Good evening. Now, you all can do better than that. Good evening. It certainly is my pleasure and honor to be here at this wonderful event. And I want to thank all the sponsors and the organizers of the planning committee who extended the invitation for me to be here. It truly is a pleasure. There's so many wonderful folks who are here, and I just want to take the time out just to acknowledge some people who have been working behind the scenes, as well as some special guests who are present with us this evening. You've already heard acknowledge the Lieutenant General Joseph Peterson. Welcome. We also have 2 individuals who are veterans of World War II. We have Jimmy Doy and his brother, Michael Doy. These individuals here, they served in the 442nd Regiment, the most highly decorated regiment of its size. Also want to thank and acknowledge and commend the wonderful work of the chairperson of the Asian American Heritage Foundation, Ani Nahotri. Ani, right here. I also want to commend and thank the work of Farouk Simro, president of the Asian American Heritage Foundation. And once again, I want to acknowledge the elected officials who are present with us this evening. Now, I have to go at home tonight, and I do want to acknowledge one other person who's very special and dear. That's my wife, Cheryl. We got married about a year, 13 months ago. And I proposed to her in January of last year. And after I proposed to her, my first public announcement was at a meeting of the Korean American Chamber of Commerce And then following that, I announced again for the at the Chinese Community Association New Year's event. And so she is more popular in the Asian American community than I am. So it really is a pleasure and an honor for me to be here. And as I think about the Asian American Heritage Foundation and the wonderful work that you do in the metropolitan Atlanta area and the unique role that you play within our communities, I'm reminded of a story that I discovered when I was in my mid-20s. I was in San Francisco and had a wonderful experience in San Francisco. And while I was in San Francisco, I decided to go east to visit Yosemite National Park, one of the great parks in the United States, known for its beauty, its natural beauty, its wonderful scenery. And it's a great place to be if you like outdoors activities. And so when I went to Yosemite National Park, and I had a chance to walk and tour this wonderful park, and while I was there, I went to a place called El Capitan, which is this tall granite statue, this mountain that seemingly touches the sky. And then I went further to the park, and I went to a place called Mirror Lake, which is a beautiful lake that is in front of a mountain. And when you look at the lake, you see the reflection of the mountain in the lake, and hence the name Mirror Lake. And then as I walked further through this wonderful park called Yosemite, I saw these big, great, grandiose trees called the sequoia trees. And so as I took this tour of the park, and I saw these sequoia trees, and as the park ranger explained about the sequoia tree and how big and tall it is, the park ranger said, have you noticed that this big, tall, wide sequoia tree never is by itself? The sequoia tree is always with other sequoia trees. And he said, did you know that the reason why the sequoia tree is able to stand with others is because underneath the surface, you have an extensive root system that connects one sequoia tree to the other. And then above ground, the branches of the trees extend and connect with the other. He said, if it were not for this extensive root system, if it were not for this interrelatedness of the branches, the big sequoia tree will fall down on the weight of itself. So the sequoia tree is never by itself. And so when I look at Fulton County, and when I look at the metropolitan area, we are a great region, we are a great county because of the interrelatedness of the diverse cultures that are here. We are known around the country for our diversity. And so we are like the sequoia tree. We as a county, we as a city never can be great unless we have interrelationships with one another. And so when I look at the Asian American Heritage Foundation, you embody what is best about our nation and what ideally our county should be all about. Great cultures coming together to build something even stronger in our nation, in our state, in our communities, through a network that supports itself in the arts, in education, and in social interactions. And just because these relationships are being built by the nature of your coming together in business, the Asian American Heritage Foundation helps our community by weaving a tapestry that highlights the individual strengths of the individual cultures while simultaneously, and more importantly, bringing these unique cultures together to show the beauty and the wonder of unity. And the Asian American community has grown tremendously in Fulton County over the past 10 years. In fact, the population has nearly doubled from 27,000 10 years ago to today having 51,000 people in our county, increasing from 3.4% to 5.6%, a 65% increase gain in just 10 years. And Fulton County's neighboring counties, DeKalb and Gwinnett, are growing at an even larger pace. Your heritage should be celebrated. The dance performances and the artistic outlets that your communities foster are models from which our whole community should learn. The dedication that many of you make to continue to educate your children in the languages of your forebears while expecting excellence in all educational aspects is also a model for the region. For those looking for confirmation on your children's excellence, just ask someone to review the list of valedictorians and salutatorians from the metro region over the past few decades who are of Asian descent. And then there are relationships we develop by choosing to interact with one another. As the renowned economist Edward Glasser writes in his book, Triumph of the City, cities have always been the most effective way to transfer knowledge between civilizations. And we stand here today in the heart of the metropolitan region that drives the southeastern United States, bringing cross-cultural bridges across Asian cultures. Indeed, the relationships that you build here in this room, in this organization, foster the relationships that build great civilizations and great cities and great communities. These relationships also foster the relationship that builds great companies through entrepreneurship. As the chairman of Fulton County, one of my chief responsibilities is trying to improve economic development. Given my history as former director of the Peace Corps, I believe that we must not only look for partnership opportunities within the county, but my friends, we must look for partnership opportunities globally. Already this year, I have had the wonderful pleasure of meeting business leaders from South America, Africa, Europe, and Asia. And as was read in the bio, I have actually also established the Global Youth Leadership Program. And in just over a week, I will be leading a delegation of 22 high school students to go to Rio de Janeiro and Salvador, Brazil as part of this initiative. Our friends, we are becoming a global society. And it's incredibly important for we as elected officials and for myself as chairman of Fulton County to do what I can to make sure that our young men and women, our teenagers, have an international experience. For the past 4 years, we have gone to Turkey, Germany, we've gone to South Africa, and again we're going to Brazil. And next year, hopefully with support from the State Department, we'll be going to one country in Asia. We're looking at the possibility of Indonesia, India, or China. So whoever makes the highest bid, we'll go to one of those countries. But I have seen our young people, many of them who have never been out of the state of Georgia, never even been on an airplane to go overseas, and all of a sudden have their horizons broadened, their appreciation of cultures enhanced. And so again, I have found the need for us to develop a youth program that allows for our young people to have an international experience. But to improve economic international development in Fulton County, I will continue to reach out to the business community around the globe, including the East. Earlier this month, I was in Washington, D.C., and I had the opportunity to meet with the U.S. Trade Ambassador, Ron Kirk. And so we're beginning to look at ways that we can get businesses here locally to get more involved in export as well as trade. And so, my friends, I'm doing all that I can to make sure that the rich diversity that we have here in Fulton County and in the metro region will translate into economic development opportunities around the world. I know that Fulton County businesses can compete on the international stage, and I'm committed to giving them every opportunity to do that. I look forward to working with members of this organization to do that as well by increasing Fulton County's footprint in Asia and increasing Asia's footprint here in Fulton County. Finally, a Chinese proverb states, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is today. I feel the same about international business development. We, my friends, must build those global relationships today so that our children will have job opportunities of tomorrow. I want to congratulate you for making it for 10 years in terms of your annual fundraising efforts. I want to commend you for all your outstanding works in the metropolitan area, especially in Fulton County. And I want you to know that I'm a partner with you. Look forward to us doing even greater things in Fulton County and Metro Atlanta in the months and years ahead. Have a good evening. Thank you.
I think I just heard the applause die down. What happened? Let's give it up. Thank you. I believe we have the most important announcement.
Dinner?
Yes, it is. Dinner time. So while you're enjoying dinner, if you would also pay attention to the screens, we're going to run a short video on the Asian American Heritage Foundation, its boards, board members, and programming. So I welcome all of you to join the food that is on both sides of your aisles. Enjoy the delicious and gourmet food, and look forward to seeing you back for the remaining program. Once again, thank you so much.
Also, sorry, you can clap after this. Remember that the silent auction ends at 9, so get in your bids while it's still, while the going is good. Enjoy dinner.
Thank you so much for reminding that. Ladies and gentlemen, open your hearts and wallets.
I'm Chair of Asian American Heritage Foundation's Board. It is my privilege and honor to welcome you to our 10th anniversary gala. May month is Asian American Heritage Month. We are proud to have your support and grow this organization to the next stage. Very soon, we will be announcing Asian American Heritage Center. We hope that you will join our hands to take this organization to the next stage.
We at Train Airways are very pleased to once again sponsor the Asian American Heritage Foundation Gala Dinner tonight. We've been a sponsor for many years, and we're so close to getting the community center going. We're looking forward to seeing that become a reality.
I want to extend my greetings to our Asian community of the Asian Heritage Month. Today, we gather today and to welcome all of you to the annual event of the Asian American Heritage Foundation. At the Asian American Heritage
your Asian American Heritage Foundation Advisory Board Chairman. I've helped this role for the past 6 years, and it's been a true pleasure. My name is Chris Horace from